Hello, my friends. It's Peg, and today I had a live session on YouTube that, yeah, I had a few glitches with technology. So I am speeding this up, just giving you the fast version because those people who don't like to watch lives sometimes like to watch gel printing in a faster mode. So I am printing on some origami paper. I wanted a rainbow of colored papers to use for collage, so I'm using up supplies that I've had in my stash for a very long time. I have alcohol inks that I've had since the 90s, that I got back when I was teaching at a local store, and I need to use those up. I've gotten new alcohol inks since then, and some of these bottles have gotten pretty crusty, are hard to open, and I have to get the pliers out and all that sort of thing. So the bottles that have little bits and pieces in the bottom, I need to use up. And one good way to do that is just with a gel plate and gel printing and getting it on some paper. So I am working in a monochromatic style. I'm, sticking to the warm colors and the cool colors and using stencils and just getting some paint and alcohol ink and things onto my papers. So this is a stencil from PM Artist Studio. If you don't know about them, check them out. They have a YouTube channel, they have an Etsy store, and they cut these fabulous stencils out of Yupo, which I thought was quite novel. And, even after you get done with the stencil, you can still cut it up and use pieces of it because it's Yupo paper. I have had these around for a while, and I pulled them out this morning when I was getting out my gel plate, and I thought, oh, these would give a lot of good texture. And as I'm looking at some of these prints, it kind of reminds me of animal feathers or fish scales or, some of those things in the prints. And I'm thinking about doing some different collage work using these papers. And so I want a lot of texture like that on my prints. So this particular stencil comes in several different sizes, and that's one thing that you'll notice about them. They will make them in different sizes, different sets. So, check out their store. That's PM Artist Studio. Now, I am not sponsored or supported or anything by Mariah and Patricia, who are the owners of PM Artist Studio, but I do like what they do. And if you're a gel print enthusiast, you may want to check them out because they do a lot of gel printing on their channel. So, I switched colors. I switched off of the brights. These are the reds and yellows and that sort of thing. And now I'm going towards the blue-green family. And I'm starting out with some alcohol ink. No. This is Celadon paint. This is a Sizzix paint. I'm not sure where I got that from. Must have picked it up in some local store or something. But I'm going to use those stencils and pull some prints. And this is kind of a grayed out green, which, sometimes you do need some grayish tones. So I want to make sure that I have some of those in my stash in addition to the brights. you know, for your shadows and your darks and that sort of thing, you're going to need some variation. So I'm good with whatever I get on today's printing because it'll all become collage fodder for making something in the future. So now, what am I going to get next? Oh, these are alcohol inks. Those were the more of the blue, no, more of the red-orange family. Now I got the blues, greens out, and this is just a bottle of some kind of spray I had. I don't know what it is. It's just, you know, throw it on the plate, get something down, get some texture going. I'm not afraid to mix anything up on my gel plate. I was having trouble getting that out. Because it's a pearlized powder in that particular alcohol ink, it was not coming out of the nozzle. So then I stuck it with a pen and I squirted all over the place. Just made a heck of a mess, I'll tell you. I am a messy crafter. You guys should know that about me by now, that there's nothing neat and tidy about this girl. I just make a mess and love to make a mess because that's how I get some of the most interesting stuff. So, okay, so you can't see that real well, but I am getting some interesting stuff. And using those origami papers. These are from Yasutomo. I wanted to find, they have some origami paper that's colored all the way through. That's not what I have. I want to go find the stuff that's colored all the way through so that you don't have that white core. Because when I tear it for collage, I really want to have color there. So I will probably be on the hunt for that. If you guys know of a good supplier for that, you can drop me a note in the comments below and I will see what I can find. Now, that grayed out area was kind of dull, kind of lifeless, so I wanted to put more texture onto that. So that alcohol ink is adding another layer of depth to that particular print. So I'm just going to continue to have fun playing. Now I'm getting out these iridescent paints. These are Pebeo iridescent paints, and they're kind of like a color shift. They have more than one color in them. But I thought, you know, I might do something where I need a little bit of shimmer too. So let me just pull a few of those. And this, I think I'm just pulling on some regular printing paper, excuse me. But oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Right there, that was the money shot. And that's not too bad either. There's lots of areas in that that are going to be useful. But that second plate dried down a little bit while I was messing around with the first one. So I'm going to get some more green and blue out. This time I'm just using paint to do the cleanup on those plates. And some deli paper. And I think this one is just some copy paper. So I've got a variety of different weights of paper, variety of colors. You know, when you collage, you want nice thin weight paper that glues down easily, but you do want a variety in those papers, different textures, different colors. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just playing around with my stencils, my inks, my paints, and getting ready for a day of collage. So if you join me in the live, I appreciate that. You know, I always enjoy having people there with me when I'm doing something like this, but I try to do a sped up version for those people who don't have time for lives. You know, I realize there's still some people out there in the workaday life, and they need to do things in a little faster fashion than sitting through a couple hours of a live. So that's why I come back and recreate some of the things that I do in a live session, so that people who just kind of want the down and dirty of a print session, because it takes a while to print all of these papers, you can come and watch that. So you can see I'm mixing up the alcohol ink and the paint. It all works together. I'm not afraid to put just about anything on the plate. That one didn't pull real well, so I'm going back to see if I can get it to pull some more. It was pretty wet. Sometimes you have to give it a little bit more of a rub to get some of that to come up. And there's a nice blue. That's going to work out pretty well. Now I'm going to clean off with some alcohol. I'm going to clean off some of that grunge because those layers are getting pretty thick. And I want to do something else. I want to use some alcohol lift ink. I have some videos out there, and I'll try to remember to put some links up above so that you can find those where I was gel printing with alcohol lift ink. And you get some different effects, different looks by doing that. You can use it on a stamp, and you can lift the ink off of your plate and transfer it onto a paper, or you can just, hit this with the alcohol lift ink and lift some of that out of there, which is what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to print that one. And I really like this print that we get by doing that. Got some nice blues, some nice texture. So, I don't know, I got distracted talking to people, and I didn't keep on going with the alcohol lifting. So if you're really interested in some of the techniques that you can do with that, be sure and check out that other video, because that's where I spent more time on that type of gel printing. I also have a whole playlist with gel printing, so if you're a real gel print fanatic and you want to see what I've done and are interested, I've got gel printing here. I've also got gel printing on the Art Joy is Sharing YouTube channel. That's where Chelsea and I did a lot of live sessions together over the years. Now this is some paper that P&M printed. Not this one, but the black one that you saw there. And I want to print that with some alcohol ink, because alcohol ink, of course, is transparent. And having a transparent ink over that print, it's going to give me the color that I want and still preserve the design on that piece of paper. So that's getting towards the end of what I was doing. I will give you some final parting shots of what I did for the day. I think you'll be interested to see what a gorgeous array of rainbow papers you can create for your collage. And if you try this out, tag me and let me know, what you did, so that I can follow along and comment on your prints. So this is another one of those stencils from P&M. This is called Nautilus, and I'm really enjoying this one also. Seems like there were multiple designs in this one, but I like it for the blues, for the oceany type of thing. Okay, guys, until next time, thanks for being with me. Remember to be kind, love one another, and I will be seeing you again very, very soon. Ta-ta for now.